I'm from South Dakota originally, as in the Pierre, South Dakota. And then I moved to North Dakota, where I was a music teacher. And when that wasn't enough, I became a church worker at a Lutheran church, where all of a sudden my O's started to sound a little bit more like this. Okay. So I'm working at a Lutheran church, and then this woman named Joyce Hagan asks me, hey, would you help me? The Miss North Dakota... Not kidding. The Miss North Dakota pageant is coming up. I need help with this girl's talent. And I don't know if you can tell, but I did one pageant, but I looked like the football player, and it was purely for scholarship, and I didn't win. But anyway, I don't do pageants, but Joyce said, help this girl. She won. So Joyce called me again and said, can you help this girl? And she won again. So Joyce thought I was God's gift. So all of a sudden, when I come out that I really think I want to be a performer, there is a nationwide search, because this was about 13 years ago when reality TV just started. There's a nationwide search for people to be in the Queen team, which is going to Oxygen TV, and it's a team of 3 people who will go and help pageant girls win across the United States. And Joyce sends it to me. Oh my God, this is you, Allison, this is you. Because the first person is like this woman who's like the head of the Queen team. Then there's a gay man who walks better in heels than anyone. And then there's the talent savant who's a little bit too excited. A cheerleader and knows all things talent. So I'm like, I don't want to be on TV, but I send my stuff in. They're like, really? Okay. And I make it somehow through, because Joyce is sending them, all my girls are winning because of this woman. And I'm like, I don't do pageants. So I shout. Anyway, my first interview is, my husband at the time had to tape it. It's in the choir loft, which is behind the sanctuary in the church in Grand Forks, North Dakota, where I work. And Seven, the producer, his name is Seven. I live in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I didn't know people could be named Seven. But anyway, more on him later. Okay, this is at a time when he called me, and my husband was using a camcorder. And he said, we want to see everything you can do. So I am playing the piano, I'm singing. He wanted a cheer. I made up a cheer about pageants. And then I thought, but what? I mean, I did other things too. I just can't think of them right now. Because it was 13 years ago. And so but I'm like, what is my Sandra Bullock? Again, this was 13 years ago. Those of you who are old enough know that Sandra Bullock played the water glasses in Miss Congeniality. I'm like, what? What is my talent? What is my Sandra Bullock? And I'm looking around the church, and I'm like, it's got to be my own. It's fucking handbells. So then I turn on a nice, I think it was a surprise symphony, as in a CD, and I play. Now remember, Seven is just on the phone calling me, and my husband's camcording me. Seven, and I'm like, okay, I have one more thing I wanted to do for you, and it's play the handbells. And he said, what? As I'm gonna play the handbells. Thinking, I know this is a joke, but this is all I've got, Seven. Okay, so we overnight the videotape to him. He calls me whenever the day is that he got it, and said, we're flying you out. Okay, I live in Grand Forks, North Dakota. They're flying me to LA. When I got off the plane, everything said LAX, and I thought I was in the wrong place. Honestly, I didn't know what LAX stood for. I live in Grand Forks, North Dakota. So I'm like, but he said the one condition, I am like eating this mic. The one condition, I'm so sorry, I'm so nervous. The one condition is that you have to bring the handbells. So I have to call Marianne Devig and ask her, the director of the handbells, and Pastor Steve, and ask them, can I take just like 8 handbells to Los Angeles for a TV interview? And the Lutherans said yes. So I check a bag, because that was in the days when you checked a bag with like everything in it. But on my carry-on was a pair of Supergirl thong underwear, handbells, and a nice pair of gloves. You'll hear why in a second. And my toothbrush. I also had Keen sandals. And what do you wear to an audition? I live in Grand Forks, North Dakota. So I go to this audition, and I'm wearing what you wear to a job interview, which was a nice mint green suit from Christopher and Banks. So you guys all know what a horrible thing that is to wear on camera? Oh, well, I didn't. And I had nice, like, tiny little heels, and I walked in, and there's a woman named Forbes who had fuck me heels on, this tiny short skirt. There's another woman who's wearing tap shoes, a guitar, and a harmonica. They all have, like, these pageant sashes, and their hair is beautiful. Oh, P.S., I didn't wear makeup either. Because I don't know. I'm from Grand Forks, North Dakota. So they're all doing all this, like, TV stuff. Meanwhile, I go into the office because everyone who had been helping me was so kind at the casting agency. I brought them chocolate-covered potato chips from North Dakota, because that's what you do, right? As a thank you. It's called Widman's Candy in Grand Forks. So anyway, finally, it's my turn to go in. And so I walk in, and Seven is this, like, he's a god. And it's also the people from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. They're all there. And everyone starts crowding into a room that is not this big. And the camera's there because they're like, we have got to, is this girl for real? Is this girl? So I walk in, of course, to Hot Honey Rag. Da, 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 da. I mean, I do the full dance in this much. In that much space. And then I sing a little bit, and I do my cheer again, like full on toe touch. And then they're like, just do it, please. So I'm like, okay, they want the handbells. Okay, you guys they're dying laughing. And I know I am exposing myself for the absolutely, like, so what, I don't know the politically correct term to say. I had no idea what I was doing. But I'm laughing at them going, I know how ridiculous this is, but I'm doing it anyway. So they wanted the handbells, so I open up the suitcase. There's my Supergirl thong was on at that time. And I lay out the handbells, and there's no place to put them except on the adjudicating table. And anyone who knows anything about an audition is like, you did not. I was like, where else did I want me to put them? So I put the handbells out. I put the gloves on. My mom directs handbells in South Dakota, because that's where I was born. And we'd never touch handbells without gloves. So I put the gloves on. All of them are dying, as you are. And I put in my CD, because I've got a new surprise. It's not the surprise symphony. It's something better than that. I lay the handbells out. I put my gloves on. I press play on the CD player. And they hear this. Dun, da, da, dun, da, dun. Dun, da, da, dun, da, dun. The minute you walked in the joint, ding dong, I could tell you. I exposed myself as the North Dakota, South Dakota handbell director that I was. I booked the show.